Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Now, I'm making pizzas. These pizzas that I make are individual. The recipe's for 4, but I'm going to make 3 because we're a family of 3 now instead of 4. And the thing is that this is delicious to have in the morning with coffee. We've had it in the afternoon with juice and enjoyed it. We have it at supper and we have had it with wine or beer. And it's delicious. I don't care when you have this pizza. It is a very, very good pizza, and it's easy to make. And I'm sorry. It's just one we always fall back on. So if you're just one person, you can sit there and cut this recipe in half and put half the dough in the refrigerator. It'll last for a couple of days, so then you can have pizza another day. Just make one pizza for yourself. Or if there's just 2 of you, just cut the recipe in half, and if there's 4 of you, well, just make the recipe the way it is and you've got it. So this recipe is very versatile. Believe you me, we enjoy it. Sometimes for breakfast, everybody's down at the table waiting for their pizza to come out because I can only do so much at a time. All right, we need, they say 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, but I'm going to put 2 cups with a half a cup of whole wheat in it. I never hide that I'm going to do it. And you're going to need a food processor for this one, so let's pick you up so you can actually watch me do this. Okay, hold on. I still learn to work this phone and everything. So I have my food processor, and that's what I love about it. Being a food processor, I don't have to knead, I don't have to do anything. And what do you have for dessert after this? Or if you want, you can have some fresh fruit with this. There's no problem with it. Because if you say they're just getting starch and stuff, and I want to make sure they get their vegetables or stuff, serve some fruit. Always make sure you level off level. Now, somebody asked me to make shorts. I do make shorts. Can I put 4 in here? 1, 2, 3, yeah, I think I did. See what happens when I start talking. I do shorts. The shorts are the end product of what I make. Now, I'm not going to do a short and leave steps out because a lot of people don't understand the steps you have to make in cooking. So I'm going to sit there. And yes, I'm slow at cooking, so the videos are a little longer. Look, at 71, if I want to slow down a bit, I think I have that right as a person. So I am not doing a quick little short say, just put this together, then I stop it, then put this on it, stop it. I'm not going to do that for you. I give you the recipes freely. They are the videos. If you wish to learn how I make them, you watch the video, write down the recipes. I give it to you right there as I read it. If you don't understand some of the terminology, I'll show you what it means by showing you. If you want to shorten, you just want to see the product, the end product, well fine, just do the end product, you know. But I'm not going to do like everybody else that says 5-minute bread. Oh, you can make mayonnaise, just put it in a jar and shake it. No. They're making shortcuts, and these things don't always work. And then the other people I see, they sit there and buy instant biscuits, and they say you pat it out like this, pour some heavy cream with sugar and cinnamon, and you've got a dessert. They have no idea. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it this way. All right, where do I put my measuring spoons? We need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So, I know the videos are long, but they have a lot of knowledge in them to help you to better health and what you can do to protect your health. 1/4 teaspoon salt. Now if you use all-purpose flour, I would recommend that you sit there and add a tablespoon of wheat germ into it to make sure you get those nutrients that we're always talking about. And you get all of that done. And you think I would memorize this recipe, but I don't. Now you're going to need 1/4 of a cup of butter chilled. That's a half a stick.
Hold on a minute, I've got a half a stick already.
Okay. Well, you have to mix this flour before we put the butter in it. We're going to have a problem. You see, I'm not in a rush. I'm not at a restaurant cooking for people and everything else. I am cooking for my family, and I can take my sweet time, which I enjoy. Just mixing this up. Alright, now you're going to put chunks of butter, half a stick of butter in there, chilled, slightly chilled. Really busy on this counter. It would help if I like it. Now, if you don't have a food processor, put everything in a bowl and then do the butter like you would do biscuits. Make it crumbly in there and then add the milk. And that should cover for it. But you'll have to work it a little bit till it comes together. So you don't need, I'm using a food processor because I'm just being lazy. 1 cup of milk. What you're going to do now, if the butter is mixed, you're going to add 1 cup of milk into this. That's it. Ta-da! We did it. Wasn't that easy? All mixed. Need this some. Don't worry, we'll get the oven on in a bit. I was looking at smokers today, and I'm wondering if I should buy one, because I want to make some things, and they have to be smoked. I know that my husband was supposed to do that, but he's not here, so I'm just wondering. I get an inexpensive one, not too expensive for me. At 71, I'm not going to buy expensive one. I doubt, you know, I'm going to use it my whole life. I know a lot of sausages that I don't have to sit there and smoke, you know. I may stuff them, but I had to look up how to stuff casings. My husband was going to show me, but he passed, so I didn't get that lesson learned. See, a lot of people have taught me through my life, and some things I didn't get done. Alright, now if you have 4 people, you're going to divide this up into fourths. There's only 3 of us in my family, so I'm just going to pinch it up to 3. Just like that. If you're making half the recipe and there's only 1 of you, all you have to do is when you break it in half, just sit there and wrap one up and put it in the refrigerator. Make sure it's in saran wrap so it stays moist. And you know, you could have it in a couple of days. I'm just getting some flour off so I can get my rolling pin. Alright, now we're going to start turning things on. I'm going to have to clean my hands. I've been listening to this article that's been coming through, not that I want to. And this lady is talking about, she calls it poop. I call it bowel movements. You're going to grease baking sheets and temperature 425. Nobody put anything there. Okay, we're good. Now, if you're making 4 of them, it should be rolled out to a 7 or 8 inch circle. Mine are going to be a little larger. She talks about it, and she's talking about a coating that's over the intestines. Now, you remember when I said if your digestive system is not up, that the food can't break down? That's what I'm talking about. They're putting preservatives into our bodies that don't belong in our bodies. So what do you think it's doing? If it stays in the intestines and it latches onto the wall, and after years of eating that way, what do you think your intestines look like? Remember when I talked about my husband? He was in Vietnam in Ancient Orange and he couldn't touch me? He had to get his colon and the intestines really, really clean before I didn't break out anymore. And what happened was he got his system clean. And then I, thinking that the nutrition I was giving him was working with the medication, not knowing that the medication was blocking it. And the preservatives, I found out, this was after he died, I learned, were unhealthy. I realized what had happened. If your colon, not your colon, your intestines and stuff, and the chemicals sit on them, on the walls, the nutrients can't get into your body. Your organs are starving. And if they're starving, they're dying. And then and some people, they're in their 30s and this is happening. They're on medication. Some in their 20s. You know, it's not that they get old anymore. Before, when they got old, if they got sick, it was, you know, they had a lifetime. But they're eating so many, people are eating so many pre-made foods that they're doing this to themselves. These companies that make this food for you, because it's pre-made. I mean, I had somebody sit there and say, I like good food, but I don't want to cook, so it's easier just to go and buy a dish. The restaurants aren't really cooking. They're using the same food that you buy in the store, except they go to a store where they buy in the bulk. You see? So you're not getting away from it unless you do it yourself, and you have to stay on top of this. So that's why diseases are setting in. All because of those chemicals. Don't say anything, my pizzas are never round, but they're delicious. So, that's what's clogging your intestines. And as she said, point blank, you're backed up with shit. She said it, not me. And I'm only repeating what she said. And she's on the internet talking about this. And I said, but she doesn't tell you why. And they say, we do these studies. Okay. How many healthy people are out there? If everybody's eating this food, what makes you think they're healthy? You don't. You're going to need pepperonis now. Yeah, I'm going to bring it over and show you, don't worry. I'm going to cut some of this first and clean up here. If I have one more pizza I have to make, but we'll do it after. We'll all do it after. Mine are bigger because I'm only making 3. They're supposed to be 7 or 8 inches. And we pack food on these pizzas. They are really, really packed. I am not going to kid you. You're going to watch me do it. So we make a meal out of this, which is really, really nice. Anyway, as I was talking, so those chemicals are getting into your colon, and because the body cannot get the nutrients, your body's aging, and finally the organs start dying. And some people, it backs up all the way into the organ and coats the organs for whatever reason. We got through the intestines and into the organs. So we are literally, we're not eating well, we're killing ourselves. Everybody plans, but you're trying to make money for retirement, and then what happens is when you get to retirement, you end up putting money out for medical bills. If your husband dies, you're left with a mess. You know, the government's not going to take care of you. Nobody's really going to take care of you. If they have to take care of you, they're going to tell you what you can eat. They're going to tell you where you can live and what you can have. So if you like your independence, I'm going to be doing 2 of these at the same time. So if you like your independence, you're not going to settle for that. Because you don't want that. You've got your life, you want to live it, it's yours. You have a right to it. But that's what happens, which causes illness. If it's not from a poor diet, of not eating well, it will come from eating those foods that are prepackaged and stuff, that have preservatives in it. So when you look in that mirror and you see how you're aging, or you see your sick husband and you say, what am I doing wrong? Because that's exactly what you're going to think. If you love your husband, you're going to sit there and say, what is going on? What am I doing wrong? It's because you're allowing them to cook for your family. And children who are born with deformities and stuff, this is because she didn't take care of herself. Of course, she'd love to blame her husband, say it's your fault, because she doesn't want to take the blame. I'm going to tell you, when I was pregnant, I had pep up 3 times a day. I ate 3 meals a day. I did not stick to a 20 or pound gain or anything else. I ate. I put on weight. I went from 105 to almost 200 pounds. But I had plenty of milk to nurse my children, and I lost the weight, except I gained 1 dress size. So if you eat well, you'll do quite well. The family will be happier, maybe more content in the house. I have to get a knife, I'll be right back, and the tomatoes. You're going to need a cutting board and tomatoes. Wait till you got the cheese on. You might need 3 tomatoes, I'm not sure. It just depends upon how many people are eating and how much you're making. Another thing that's nice for breakfast is fish that you cook the day before. Fillets and stuff. Serve them with a mild vegetable if you like, or fruit. I prefer the fruit. As my mother said, you're a fruitaholic. I love fruit. All right. Since I'm showing you this, I'm going to have to move everything again. Even the end pieces turn it upside down. I need some more tomato. You can see that this is actually going to be a meal, the way I'm doing it. All right, that's one. It is my, are they taking this to lunch? Oh yeah. I might have to cut it in half, but it'll be layered nice where they can get to it. Oh, I think this was a green tomato when they picked it and trying to ripen it up. Come on. I'm trying to get the stem off. It's giving me some problems on this one. All right. Now we need the cheese. We're going to use Swiss cheese. How much is this? This is 12 ounces. I'm going to cut it in half. So I'm going to put about 6 ounces on each, maybe a little more. The tomatoes there, and grater. So think about what you're eating. Start reading labels for your protection. They say that heart attacks that it's not cholesterol in there. You know what they're finding is plaque. So you're wondering, what's in the food that's causing the plaque? You get plaque on your teeth. I remember when they came out and said we are going to end heart attacks. That was the big thing. I think this was the late 50s. No, I'd say in the mid 60s. And they said comes from meat, the fat. But we need, that fat has some stuff that we need for our bodies. But they're looking at people who aren't eating well and testing on them. They've already got problems. They're going to say they're healthy. They're not healthy by man's standard. They're healthy, but when you take a look at it as they age, you could sit there and say, no, they're not healthy. Now you're going to take all this cheese and put all this 6 ounces of Swiss cheese on this. I told you, you make a meal up with this. I am not kidding. We really, really do. All right, have one more to do. Now they said it's supposed to rain today. I hope it does. Oh, and yesterday my son got me 4 lovely plants. I only recognized one of them. I thought, oh, this is bad. I only know one of them. So I read, and I'm praying that my ungreen thumb they survive. They were beautiful. I should say they are beautiful. They're not dead yet. Hope I don't kill them. Here's another 6 ounces. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Okay. Now you can take oregano. I'm not going to tell you how much to put on. You put oregano on now. As you can see, and basil. Oh, I need to get red pepper flakes. I forgot those. You don't have to put red pepper flakes on unless you want it. You go careful if you're going to put red pepper flakes on. They're a bit on the spicy side. Alright, now we're going to bake this for 12 to 15 minutes. That's it. So I'm going to get this in the oven for 15 minutes, and I'm going to get this third one going. And I'll leave you on and you can watch me so that way you can see how they look when they come out. Alright, 5 Okay. Well, that's good enough. Pepperonis, where did I put you go? So, no, I really looked into a smoker. I couldn't believe it. I said, can you handle this? I said, I've never smoked. Well, anyway, please remember that whatever you do to the body, it's going to pay you back later in life. And if you're already late in life and you hate taking your medicine and stuff, think what you did. Think about how you ate. and how you care for your body. You have nobody to blame but yourself. And believe me, I did not know chemicals and the preservatives in the food. I just knew that they tasted funny and they'd make me real sick to my stomach. It was only after my husband's passing, getting in that PDR, I started noticing. I know they mentioned Ancient Orange, and I said, yeah, I know about Ancient Orange and all of that. But I did not know about the chemicals they're putting in our food. And they use artificial flavorings and stuff, so what are you getting out of it? You're not getting anything out of it. God, when I think about it, I just get so discouraged. It's like, come on guys, can't you be fair to us? But they don't care. When they started taking away from us, well, we actually gave it to them. We gave them the recipes and stuff, and if you trust the government to sit there and say, we're going to protect your health, what big corporation is going to worry about the little people? They're not. I saw my husband's family. That's all what happened. My eyes were open. One of them was sick, had some physical and mental disability. When the parents died, state took over and he fell apart. They don't care for your loved ones. Don't care for anybody. You pay to get Social Security. It won't be the kind of money you're accustomed to working. I can tell you that much. Hold on. Oh, what's funny is your new tomatoes that I just bought, and this is how you look. Oh my God. What are they selling in the store? Cutting tomatoes up if you're wondering what I'm doing. Okay, we got that done. I have a spatula to pick this up, so don't worry. Whatever I do here, I will be picking it up. Let me finish this last piece up and I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to take it out and show you. Here it is. It's a pizza. this one in, and that's it. Okay, that would be 20 after. So listen, you take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.